If you want to smoke a cigarette that's mild and good tasting too, try pot. I did.
The miracle has happened, I'm a lyrical assassin with the lyrics that I thought up and these lyrics that I'm rapping. I'll be spitting till I slaughter all these bitches that be yapping. I'll be spitting till I fall off, but I don't think it will happen. Like the cake with the ice and I'm so enticing. When I'm rhyming, I shine like a diamond that's inside the lighting. Firing to the bars I'm writing, with vibesing, my ting, living shock lightning. Way better than these man when I just fuck around. Man, I'm coming straight in from the underground. If you man I hate me, tell a man to suck his mother out. Great, they just wonder how I come and slave with my tongue.
Hello and welcome to MoReece J TV, and shout out to the Mo Gang and everyone who rides with the Mo Gang. Shout out to all of you, I love you all, thank you very much, thank you for coming over and watching. So this one right here, now you're probably all going to be like, huh, why are you doing this? Alphabyte just dropped a new album, Growing Pains. Make sure you go check it out, guys. But the reason why I'm doing this first is I'll tell you why. Alphabyte, occasionally Alphabyte will send me stuff, especially if he starts to, if he thinks I will like something, he'll send it over and say, oh, you need to check this out. Now he sent me 2 tracks about a month ago, possibly more. And I got sidetracked, as I always do. So if I haven't got to you yet, you are in my list. It's because I get sidetracked by so much that's going on. The channel, Lyrical Assassins, everything. I'm always on the go, and my memory's getting worse. It really is getting worse. But anyway, he sent me 2 tracks, and one day I sat there and thought, this must have been just before Growing Pains was even promoed. I'm sitting there thinking, gosh, I ain't heard from Alphabyte in a while. Must have been about a week I haven't heard from Alphabyte. So I'm sitting there thinking, I swear he sent me 2 tracks that he really wanted me to get around to react to. I'm sure they were like, they meant a lot to him, or you know, they were deep tracks, or I couldn't put my finger on what it was, but I knew there was 2 tracks, older tracks they wanted to do. So I hit him up. I said, Alphabyte, I said a while ago you sent me 2 tracks you really wanted me to react to, but I don't know where I put them. I don't know where I saved them. I don't know what conversation they were in. I can't, like, can you remember what 2 tracks? And then you know what his reply was? He didn't know either. So he didn't know either. And then all of a sudden he said, oh, one of them might have been this one. So I've got this one right here. This is called Dreamin. Now this is from his Far From Average project, which I believe is, I didn't actually check when this dropped. I know it dropped before, I think it dropped before I was, before I'd ever reacted, probably before I was even a reactor. So this is, you know, this is an older project. This track off of this project is called Dreamin. I love this artwork though. Look at this, man. That geezer, you know what he looks like. This dude here looks like a dolly-fied version of the guy from, is it Hellraiser? Remember that old movie Hellraiser? If you're old enough to remember that movie, looks a little bit like one of the dudes on there playing a Rubik's Cube there. But anyway, so this we believe we think this would have been one of the tracks, so we're going to be checking it out today. I need to do this for man Alphabyte. He's done so much for Lyrical Assassins. He's always been supportive. He supports the other artists. He supports you know, the movement. He's always been a cool guy. He shows love. He gives his time. He puts out great content. You know, he's not, you know, he like, if it took me a month or 2 months to get round to a reaction for him, this is a man that wouldn't complain. He wouldn't complain. He'd just appreciate the fact that you're gonna do it, or you've done stuff in the past for him. He's just a real out and out cool guy. But I like to do my best to not forget Alphabyte, one, because he really is a lyrical fucking assassin. He is on point when it comes to lyrics. I get prepared for headaches after listening to Alphabyte, because he will take you on a mission of bars. It'll be a bar mission. This is why I have this little joke about grabbing the dictionary, because Alphabyte really does have that wordplay. And another reason he was the first person we added to the Lyrical Assassins. He was the very first person, him and Hollow. And he's just always supported it all the way. You know, he's just always supported it all the way. He works with other guys. You know, he hops in lives. He leaves comments here, there, and everywhere. He's just a real cool dude, man. He's just a real cool dude. Just he's that friend that you need to keep. If Alphabyte's your friend, keep that friend, man. 100%. But anyway, before his head grows any bigger while he's watching this, I don't want to gas him up too much. But we're going to be checking out this track right here. This is called Dreamin' from my man Alphabyte. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Every time I close my eyes, it's like the only time the world feels
Is that you singing, bro?
right. I don't wanna. Every time I close my eyes, it's like the only time the world feels right. I don't wanna be a slave to the night, but I'm afraid of the morning light, cause I wanna keep.
I was not expecting this. Wow, this is so different to your average Alphabyte track already.
Yeah, I just wanna keep dreaming.
Every day's a competition with myself. I'm on a mission to move on beyond my limits. I'm Mufasa's prophet image, but
Every day's a competition. Listen to this, man. Every day's a competition. He's always pushing himself.
every day's a competition with myself. I'm on a mission to move on beyond my limits.
He's on a mission to move on beyond his limits. He's always trying to progress. He always wants to get better. He always gets it better. You know, Alphabyte, he accepts criticism well, providing you're in a position to criticize. Like, you know, like I don't think I've ever criticized Alphabyte. I don't think I've ever seen any room for criticism, to be honest, with Alphabyte. But I think if I did, I think he'd value it, as long as I was coming at a listener's perspective. You know, and I think Analyst has, you know, put in his 2 cents of what he thinks. I think Analyst said something about mixing, how he mixes before, and Alphabyte is somebody who will take that on board. He will look up to Analyst and think, right, okay, yeah, like, you know, you're an awesome artist. I could take something from your perspective and apply it, and Alphabyte will do that. Like, Alphabyte will apply any suggestions, you know, constructive criticism. But to be honest, like, Alphabyte is low key a genius at this stuff, man. He's a genius. He knows how to make, you know, a great track. You know, it might not be the track that you hear in the club, but he'll make that music where every bar has content. To me, that's more important. Every bar has content. He has that wordplay. He has those doubles. He has that the rhyme schemes. The flow is impeccable. Just listen to him, man.
Fox's prophet image, but sometimes these bombs get twisted. Like these songs I'm always ripping. If life's upon him, just a pebble skip and let the water settle.
Oh, did he just say
On a mission to move on beyond my limits. I'm Mufasa's prophet image, but sometimes these bombs get twisted. Like these songs I'm always ripping. If life's upon him, just a pebble skip and let the water settle.
Life's upon like a pebble. I like that part.
And if life's upon him, just a pebble skip and let the water settle.
Life's just a pebble skipping water. Yeah. I used to play that. I used to play that skimming. We used to throw it like that, and it was a across the water.
Skipping, let the water settle. It's the treble kicking, pushing pedals. Here's a metal lifted. I'm a shell of what's developed. And when the state that metal gets bent, I'm repelling. There's no telling. Listen, where or when he fell went missing. Man, the cell is distant. There's no television. I feel like hell is interest from your view. I write music, but in truth, it's like fusing dynamite, ignited few and therapeutic. I just use it to get through this fight I'm losing. Now I'm breathing heavy. I can feel the heat. It's getting.
He's describing what music means to him, how therapeutic it is, how it's his way of getting out the darkness. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, whatever his struggles are, he heads straight to the pen and the pad and he delivers it in a track, and that's how he gets it out, by providing us with the music version of his struggles, man. Like, listen to what he's saying. Let me go back a bit.
Cell is distant, there's no television. I feel like hell is interest from your view. I write music, but in truth, it's like fusing dynamite, ignited few and therapeutic. I just use it to get through this fight I'm losing. Now I'm breathing heavy. I can feel the heat. It's getting built up like this beat I'm shredding. Man, this dream is letting me defend my keep. There's no forgetting. It's a focus, ready, go with netting. I'm a poet and I'm oversetting the new standard. Like, let me grow already.
I'm a poet and I'm oversetting the standard. Listen.
Ready, go with netting. I'm a poet and I'm oversetting the new standard. Like, let me grow already.
And I'm oversetting the standard. Like, let me grow already. So he's kind of like, so the big dream, what he's dreaming about. See, his established music is his therapy. His music is how he gets shit out of his system. That's how he gets vents out. A lot of artists do that. But what he's explaining is he's advancing. He's pushing to advance every single day. And he just wants to grow, man. He just wants to grow. He just wants people to recognise the sheer craftsmanship that's going into all of this. You listen to an Alphabyte track, you know, the lyrics are on point. The bars are crazy. You know, the beats are always unique. He's not out there picking the same beats out as everyone else or picking the same styles of it. He's just sitting there thinking, well, this is what I want to put on a track. This is what I'm talking about, and this is what fits. He's making sure everything is a nice, finalised product. Craftsmanship. And he just wants to grow for it, man. He just wants people to recognise him for that. That's all he wants. This is his dream, to be recognised for the true artist that he is.
Every time I close my eyes, it's like the only time the world feels right. I don't wanna be a slave to the night, but I'm afraid of the morning light, 'cause I wanna keep dreaming. Yeah, I just wanna keep dreaming.
I'm about to take control, my mold is sweating, I'm a nervous wreck. There's a hole that's pressing in my chest. It's like God wrote it.
That sounds like anxiety.
To take control, my mold is sweating, I'm a nervous wreck. There's a hole that's pressing in my chest. It's like.
So he's talking about, you know, taking control, in like a nervous wreck, a hole pressing on his chest. So that's that kind of, I take that as anxiety. I don't know if it's because I suffer from anxiety a lot, and I've had serious anxiety a lot for years, probably close to 20 years, very close to 20 years. So that's what resonated with me there. Whether that's what he was talking about, I'm guessing it is, because that was a very accurate description of it. So I'm guessing the anxieties are coming from two separate things. One, perfecting the craft, you know. Two, that anxiety is what gets put onto the pad to make a track. That's how he releases his anxieties. And the anxiety of being recognised, you know, just pushing himself to get better and pushing his music for people to recognise the craft. So that would be my analysis of that.
God wrote a message and he's hoping lessons that I've learned I take with no joke and mess with, except this dope. I spoke some method, not trying to sound like a broken record, but I've been hoping that these vocals led and got so many voices in my head, it like a loaded weapon. Take with no joke and mess with, except this dope. I spoke some method, not trying to sound like a broken record, but I've been hoping that these vocals led and got so many voices in my head, it like a loaded weapon. I've been overstepping even when I'm low. The heavens seem so far below. The Roman letters that I read have shown me better, so I roll this cheddar, dreaming big. Got rollies leather, Papa told me get up when I fold it. Sarah has a whole no bearer better than myself. No one's bolder, ever heard of time and rhyming. He's transforming, you'll want more when I'm performing. Never dormant when recording, whether morning, matter, corner, night or morning. No ignoring this important chord, it's warning. The decoding must be foreign. I can read it, cut my sword and telling me the leap's enormous.
So he was talking a lot about, you know, how, see, I think a lot of this, like when he was talking about, you know, the voices in his head, when he was talking about, you know, people need to recognise his art 100%. And I think he's also talking about, you know, what it takes for him to make this music, where it is all coming from. You know, his mind races with so much that could be anxieties, could be things that piss him off, things that get him down, things that are just frustrating. And I suppose one of those frustrating things is when you put out a track like this and it doesn't get the recognition to say 6ix9ine's new pile of shit. Now that's got to be frustrating as fucking hell, to think that a track like this hasn't been heard or pushed by anywhere close to the amount Snitch 9, the Rat Face, the Rainbow Rat, his new track just got. Now this is why I will always say this, and I'll argue with anybody. The fans, you're to blame. Yeah, and I will say that to the day I die. It's not music's fault. I ain't even going to sit there and blame the industry, because we've all got Spotify, we've all got YouTube, we've all got, you know, Google on our phones, we've all got access to Apple iTunes, we've all got, you know, for fuck's sake, even if you get your shit illegally, you've got access to anything. Yeah. So how can we sit there and go, oh, look what the industry's pushing? The industry's pushing it because that's the fucking bullshit that you're streaming. If you're going to stream bullshit and you're going to pay attention to bullshit, the media is going to pick up on that through their algorithms, and they're going to push that bullshit. You know, 6ix9ine new track got hyped up because all the haters went over there, all of his deluded fans went over there, and curious people went over there. If nobody went over there, we wouldn't even know he dropped a fucking track. The media wouldn't have pushed it, because they would have already recognised that that's not trending no more. They're going to look at what's trending. So if you keep watching fucking, I don't know, what's her name? That weirdo. That weird lady. Used to be Hannah Montana. If you're going to go and watch her bullshit, the media's going to push her bullshit. It's the fans' fault. If you're going to sit there and listen to garbage instead of my man Alphabyte right here, that's your fault.
I close my eyes. It's like the only time the world feels right. I don't wanna be a slave
ever falling, I'll get up. So when I'm crawling, every tear I've shed, it's all in my own head. Like where's the harlot? I'm done this.
That was deep.
If I'm ever falling, I'll get up. So when I'm crawling, every
If I'm never falling, I get up. Let me do that again. Alphabyte, you do my brain in.
If I'm ever falling, I'll get up. So when I'm crawling, every tear I've shed, it's all in my own head. Like where's the harlot?
So if I've never fallen, I get up, then I'm crawling. Every tear I shed in my head. Yeah. So he's kind of saying that no matter if he gets knocked down, he's gonna get back up, you know, and it don't matter how much shit plays on his mind, he's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep going. If he ain't walking, he's gonna crawl there. It's like that. It's like that determination to win the race. Like if you're in a race and your aim is to win, and you fall down and you can see the finish line and you can't get back up, fuck it, I'm crawling there. Whatever happens, I'm getting past that line, no matter how much it hurts.
I'm done, that's ain't fair, I'm balling. Then I'll stare and glare at all that I have. Like, don't you dare involve a drug addiction. Who cares you solve it? I'm the one.
Don't you dare involve a drug addiction. So when he said don't you dare enjoy, are you relating that to the bad vibes and the bad thoughts that you get and some of the anxieties to people? Because if this is what you're saying, I can totally relate to this. Do people go, you feel like that because you smoke weed? How many people have heard that before? Oh, you feel like that because you smoke weed? And you know what? Like, I've had it a lot, but I would still have the same emotions. Even like I quit smoking weed for a long time, and even when I quit and I didn't have it for years, I still had the same emotions I had when I was smoking. Same emotions. It's a personality thing, man. Like people's minds tick differently, but people will look for like anything in your life, whether it's like alcohol or cannabis or whatever. Hold on 2 seconds, let me just let this cat out of this room before it destroys the place. My bad, guys. So I don't know if that's what you was kind of saying there. Let me listen to it again, but
glare at all that I have. Like, don't you dare involve a drug addiction. Who cares you solve it? I'm the one who cares. I fucking carry all that every day. I wish I buried all that pain. It's like a scary wall that grows in ways of.
So he's talking about, you know, the weight that he carries in his mind. You know, people try and make their little analogies, like, you know, oh, you know, they try and evaluate what your problem is, and they don't go through what's going in your mind, whether it's negative or whatever. They don't know. And I kind of think, could he also be talking about, you know, prescription medication? Do people sort of, because I have that a lot as well, like, oh, maybe you should go to the doctor and get some antidepressants or anti-anxiety pills. Maybe you should try medication, blah, blah, blah. Fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of it. I've been down that road and it's fucking worse.
Affecting all that keep me sane. This air is talking, I'm impaired. No fair exhaustion took its course and made its profits. Now I'm the one that's walking, about to spread my wings and locking on my goals and get it popping. People say I'm far from average, a true star, a classic. Writing in my car and crashing like Paul Walker. If I die, my passion will live on. And I
Crashing like Paul
people
Walker.
say I'm far from average, a true star, a classic. Writing in my car and crashing like Paul Walker. If I die, my passion.
Oh, that bar slaps.
Will live on, and I ain't asking for you all to find my ashes. If I fall, the final task is gain my strength and fire back when life decides to deny us that this entire line, in fact, is just a clever rhyme enacted.
Okay. I think this whole track is him explaining how his mind affects his day-to-day life, but also is what creates this great music. That's my theory on this track. Alphabyte, if I'm wrong, you can throw the dictionary at me, all the way from Arizona. I think that's what this is. I think what he's explaining right here is how his mind, you know, the darkness and in his mind, and how the bullshit from the people that seem to want to be like the supportive groups, you know, try and tell him how to deal with it, and he's just basically going, nope, I don't need this, I don't need that, I'm going to put it all on wax. And the dream is for people to recognise that, to recognise what he's saying, what he's feeling, how much work went into this track, what's the meaning behind this track. That's Alphabyte's dream, man. To be known as an awesome lyricist who's able to express himself on wax perfectly.
Every time I close my eyes, it's like the only time the world feels right. I don't wanna be a slave to the night, but I'm afraid of the morning light, cause I wanna keep dreaming, dreaming. Yeah, I'm just wanna keep dreaming, dreaming.
And most of all, he's a dreamer, man. He's a dreamer. You know, all the bad things that come from his mind is where also the good things are coming from. You know, where he has those dreams, he creates those ambitions, he thinks of those targets, those destinations, those places that he yearns to achieve, to be. Whether it's in the music, whether it's in himself, you know, in life in general, you know, his music is his way to reaching his dreams. That's the best way I can describe this track. His music is the best way for him to reach his dreams. And he's always dreaming. He's always dreaming. This is a good track, Alphabyte. I can see why this was one of the ones on the list. This is an amazing track, so different. I think it's the beat and the hook was unexpected. Very, very catchy hook. Very catchy hook. Very uplifting beat. And again, as always, you carried it. You carried this track perfectly. And there's a lot of content in this. There was a lot that you was talking about, good and bad. And no, you're going to make it, man. You're going to make it 100%. I believe in Alphabyte. I really do. So guys, you've been watching MoReece J TV, and I thank you as always for watching MoReece J TV. I feel like I've got a frog in my throat. Don't forget, while you're still here, head down to my description below and click on our LinkTree link. It's got a link to our website on there. It's got our hip hop shop. It's got our Lyrical Assassins Part 1 mixtape. It's got some of it's got our social pages, and it's also got our MoReece J TV store on there, which has got MoReece J line of merch, Mo Vaseline line of merch, and Lyrical Assassins line of merch. And if you're a big Eminem fan, go join our group on Facebook, Eminem Rap God. Just type that in on Facebook and go join our group over there. We'll take care of you. So guys, you've been watching MoReece J TV, and I'll catch you again in a little bit. Take care, guys. That was amazing.